Hey, Franco.
Hello, Steve. How are you?
Hey, pretty good. Nice to see you again, man. It's
too,
great.
man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's good. Yeah. So, I love the board that you made, that reproduction board for the typewriter that we have in the sheriff's office.
Thank you.
It looks like the real deal, man.
Thank you.
So I wanted to talk to you about that if you didn't mind.
No, not at all.
Because I'm really curious how you did that.
Oh, well.
And also, what are you doing here?
Oh, man. This is a signature piece. They came in with a damage from nail polish. So I strip it, restain it, refinish, and I'm ready to give the final coat.
That's very nice.
Thank you.
So how did you get this black? Show me how you do the black.
Well, that's a simple, artist brush. My color, and go inside the groove, and voila, magic is done.
And what happens when you do that?
Well, when you do that, you get your solution, you get your clean rag, and you do this. Ha, and it's gone.
Well, that's pretty amazing. I'd love to see this when it's finished.
You will.
But, meanwhile, do you have a minute?
Sure.
Okay, well, can we talk about it? I have to know how you did that.
Well, that's a long
without
time
giving away secrets.
Okay, no problem.
All right, so where can we go? Sit down. I don't want to stand. My feet.
Let's sit over there.
Oh, cool.
All right.
After you, buddy.
Thank you. Oh, let me pick this up.
All right. Wouldn't want to step on that.
Sheriff Stephen J.
Yes, sir. Which?
Please have
You got 3 chairs here. What, you expected company? Hey, I take this one because this one reminds me of the rocking chair that I have at the house back in the world of the magical couch at the town of the Children's Corner, because I have one in my house. Well, it's not broken and it's darker. Okay, it's not just like that. It's just a rocking chair. Well, have a seat then. I guess you're gonna sit here or here.
I'm gonna sit over here.
I'll sit here then. Okay.
Sounds good. I don't do this often.
So, Franco Fallani, the employee of the family business,
Yes,
the Fallani and Sons Restoration.
Fallani Restoration. I've been doing this for a long time. Let's see, 33 years, 32 years. 5 years apprenticeship in Rome, Italy. And
Rome, Italy.
well, I'm the 5th generation. We have the 4th, and we have the 5th, which is me, and we have the 6th, my son, Mauro.
You learned this from your father?
I learned this from my father and my grandfather.
So this goes back to the 1st generation. Well, what year was that when the 1st generation in Rome, Italy began reproducing or, refurbishing antique furniture?
Late 1800s, my great-great-great-grandfather Agostino began this trade in Florence. And
Florence, I've heard of Florence.
Yes, originally Fallani is Florentine from 1342.
1342. So what year? So in the 1800s, you guys started doing this?
Well, yeah, Agostino began this trade in Florence, and he had a school of trade which he was teaching 99 orphans.
It sounds like Agostino. He taught the trade to 99 orphans, and what he did was he made his competition. He created his own competition. Am I getting that right?
Sure, but in this we have very little competition.
Well, I see you're doing this table. As it came in, you're working on that. It's not finished yet.
Well, behind you there is a very beautiful secretary, from the 18th century.
1700s.
Yes. And then we have a bull, French.
Over here, to my right.
Yes.
And what is that?
That is basically a reproduction, let's call it this way, done in the early 1900s, like 1920, 1930s. The original style is from the 18th century as well, and that's bull, ebonized, tortoise shell with bronzes, brass inlay.
So this piece is a reproduction piece,
but
it's an antique because it was a long time ago. So it makes a reproduction piece, an antique.
That's right, because over the years, this style gets reproduced over and over.
So what stage are you at? The one behind me is completely finished?
It's 99.9% finished, yes.
Well, what do you got left to do to it?
I want to apply my wax, my beeswax.
Oh, wax!
Yes, yes.
So you use wax?
Yes, because each century has different ways. That will be in French polish, which is shiny, and this style will be in wax, which is satin.
And where do you get your beeswax?
Well, Steve, I make my own beeswax.
So can you show me this beeswax? Where is it at?
Well, I have a label which it's
A label.
self-creation too.
Self-creation. Let me see. Let me see. All right, Franco's beeswax. Okay, Franco. There you go.
That's right.
There you go.
This is the label of my beeswax, which represent me, the maker. I made, I followed the family recipe, but
The family recipe, but you tweaked it.
Yes.
You tweaked it.
Of course.
What's in the recipe of the beeswax?
There is so much good stuff. Which
But what is it?
it's a conditioner. It conditions
But
your.
what is in it? How do you make it?
I can't explain to you how to make it because it's a secret.
In other words,
It's
nobody's beeswax. You get it? It's nobody's beeswax.
That's right.
Ow. Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, what is this beeswax when you put it on the product? What does it do to the product?
You apply it, let it sit for a few, and then buff it off with a cloth, soft cloth, and you bring your antique back to life. And I can make it in different colors. So
Really? So different
Yes.
colors, and the color doesn't matter, doesn't affect anything.
no, it doesn't. Well, it does. You can just apply the red. It's got to be either natural, walnut color, mahogany, and so forth.
Wow. But you can't tell us the recipe for it, because it's nobody's beeswax.
That's right. Nobody's beeswax. It's
Well,
your beeswax because
Beeswax. And that seals it or something? That it makes it look good?
it
I
makes
know.
it look good. It removes, unwanted scratch.
I like the
scratch.
pieces. I like what you're working on. I like what you've been doing.
Thank you.
Now, I want you to tell me, just quickly, don't give away any secrets, how you made the reproduction board for the typewriter in my sheriff's office.
Well, the first thing I did is pretty much plane with a special planer, which is called the joiner.
Joiner. It's a
Yes.
planer. The thing that you go like this on the wood.
Yeah. But this has different teeth on the blade. Instead of having a blade, it's got good teeth, like teeth, like to make the grooves. And then both sides, I plane both sides, and then I glue the board because the original was in two pieces.
Right. The original was a two-piece to make the board.
That's right.
And so you make the two pieces, and then you glue the
I
two
join-
pieces together.
yes.
You join them after you use the joiner or the planer.
Yes, I used this hard walnut, and
And how old was this walnut?
I think it was already 100 years old. I believe.
So an old
yes.
piece of walnut.
Yes.
All right, great. So you get the old piece of walnut. You have to cut it in two pieces, put them together to make it the correct, size.
That's right.
All right, you plane it, you glue it, and then what do you do?
Well, it's not that easy. You don't plane it, you glue it. What I did, one of the piece before I glue it, I flip it around
Okay.
because each piece will support each other, so it won't warp.
Okay.
So that's another trick that you have to observe when you do these things
See,
like
he's
that.
talking like that on purpose because it's actually a secret, so he's trying to, I get it.
Confuse.
Confused, because I'm confused. Not that it takes that much. Now what do you do after it's all together?
Well, I clean it and start, the distress. There is marks that was part ink because it's a typewriter.
Right,
And
right.
then I make some, distress, a physic distress, to make it all. And then I bleach.
Bleach it.
Bleach it because I wanted to have a light. I want to start to light because it was an American walnut, so it's mixed with black walnut, too dark. So now I have a beautiful lighter piece of wood, already distressed, and I'm gonna, I start staining it. Of course, I cut it and make it to size and wax.
And that's it.
That's it.
You're done?
Well, a little bit of shellac because it was almost a little shiny, but final coat was wax.
Well, it's a beautiful piece of wood. I absolutely love it. And you have
Thank
the
you.
hooks in it. You're welcome. The hooks in it, so the typewriter top fits on, and
Yes.
it relaxes perfectly. That's a talent. I couldn't do that.
Well, it's my job, Steve.
That's your job. Very, very impressive,
Thank
and
you.
you're a very talented man.
Thank you, Steve.
You're welcome. Now, I don't want to take up too much of your time, so I guess I'll let you go.
Okay.
But thank you for just, enlightening me a little bit, showing me these pieces that you're working on. That this one behind me is almost completely finished.
It's a beautiful
Beautiful pieces, and that's a beautiful piece that you got going on up there, that
Louis
table.
16.
Well, it's beautiful. I love what you're doing here. I love the pieces behind me. I love what you're completed, not completed. I love the board that the typewriter sits on for
Thank
the
you.
case, right? That's in my
Thank you.
sheriff's office. And you're welcome, and you are a very talented man. Gosh,
Thank
I
you,
meet a
Steve.
lot of talented people in this business, I'll tell you. I think I meet more talented people than people I put in jail. Well, buddy, it's a great seeing you.
Okay.
All right,
All
there. Working man's hands. All right, buddy, you take care. Next time I come around, if we have time, maybe we'll go to lunch.
Sounds good.
All right, buddy, I will. All right, you
Thank
take
you.
care now.
Take care.
All right, goodbye.
Good seeing you.
Great.
Boy, I love the guy. But I thought he would never leave. Whew, it's time for my nap.